Hi, folks. This is Rick Emmett of Triumph.
This is Mark Merrill, also known as Johnny B. Bad.
Hi, this is a best-selling author. I threw the best-selling in there. Best-selling author Dick Wybrow.
I'm Melanie from Second Shooter.
This is Jeff with Second Shooter.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Allen from Bridges Ablaze.
Hey, this is Sammy Lee, drummer of the band Red Rain.
Yo guys, it's Mark McKay.
Hey, this is Frank Fletcher.
Hola amigos, this is Billy Sheehan.
Hey guys, this is John Karabi.
Hi, this is Jim Valance.
What's up everybody, it's Logan from All the Pretty Things.
Hey guys, it's Leather Leone.
This is Nothing from Inside the Trojan Horse.
What's up guys, Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project.
My name's Reggie and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
It's time once again for the Weekly Pour, the show that knows everything about absolutely nothing. Here are your hosts, TBT and Ace.
Welcome to the Weekly Pour podcast. I am TBT. That guy over there is Ace. This is episode 189 of the Weekly Pour podcast. If you don't know, or didn't know, or if this is your first time joining us, we are broadcasting live from South Central Indiana, where it's so hot, the cows are giving off evaporated milk, or the chickens are laying hard-boiled eggs, or the corn is popping itself, or how about the potholes are healing themselves, or even this, my absolute favorite, the Dollar General sold out of ice by 8:30 this morning. Welcome.
Did you make those up?
Yeah, pretty good, huh?
Yeah, right off the top of your head.
We're a minute in, and the humor's already flowing. We got a lot of stuff to get to this week.
We do. You and I had events we attended.
Yeah.
We got new music to talk about.
Ooh.
You know, this year so far for new music has been pretty impressive, really. And I'm not talking about from little bands. I'm talking about from some of these bigger bands, these bigger acts.
Exactly. We've also got some big news coming from the Iron Maiden camp. If you don't know what's going on, this will be kind of interesting because this is something we're starting to see a little bit more, and something that Ace and I have talked about in the past in regards to a few other bands. We've also obviously going to talk about the shows that we both attended here in the past week. But first and foremost, if you're listening to this live or watching it live on the YouTube, be sure to jump into the chat, say hi. If you're listening to this after the fact and enjoying your drive to work or whatever, welcome. We appreciate you guys being here. I did some counting.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. My math for the week. If we don't do any other breaks between now and episode 200, we will hit episode 200 on September 30th, just over a month and a half away.
Wow.
Yeah, 200th episode. So as long as nothing happens between now and then, that's when it'll be. But who knows? Because life. Sometimes life gets in the way.
We live real lives.
Yes. Outside of what we do here live at 7 p.m. Eastern, just about every Wednesday. Where it's so hot. No, I don't have any more.
It is warm. It's something.
Yeah. I'm
it's
looking
still like 93 degrees out.
Yeah. It's 7 o'clock Eastern. I've already said we're in South Central Indiana. And my app is showing that it's 89, but the feel like temperature is 94.
I like how they relate that to us in layman's terms, you know.
Yeah.
The feel like temperature. I'm sure there's a meteorological term for it. Right?
Yeah, it's a Kiss song.
The heat index or whatever.
Well, that's what it is. It's the heat index.
And then there's the wind chill, which is also the feel like temperature when it's cold.
Right. I wish we had. No, I don't. I was gonna say I wish we had a wind chill right now, but I don't because I like the heat better than the snow, as we have covered numerous times.
So, you know, and that's one reason, full disclosure to the audience, I was late getting here, I was very late. I literally just walked in. And one reason is I was in my pool because it was so hot and it was hard to leave that pool. It
But
was
your
so
water
comfortable.
temperature is probably in the 90s as well.
It didn't feel like it. It was nice. There was warm spots and cold spots. It was like a weird current going on.
You know what the warm spots are in the pool, right?
Now, no.
No.
The
And
frogs, the frogs are potty trained.
the frogs. Okay.
Yeah, they are.
I was just going to have the awkward silence there for a minute. If this is your first time joining us, don't forget that you can send us a text or email us. If you want to text or call into the show and leave us a voicemail, it is 747-333-8977. I'll say that number again, 747-333-8977. We do have some of our regulars back in the chat. And once again, the reigning, defending champion of being first in the chat obviously goes to Mama TBT, who is there. And my feed froze because I have another screen over
Mine
here.
did too.
It's because I hit pause button apparently, but it's still going, so we're good. Goodness gracious, what a week! It's been a tremendous week. We went from having hot boiling weather a week and a half ago to just a couple days of niceness. And then we're back to Hades once again, where you walk outside and immediately feel like a rotisserie chicken.
Right.
Did you know, speaking of this weather, they're talking about having some highs in the 70s in about a week?
We're in discussions with the weather over this.
Yes.
Well, I will take that.
Next Wednesday, as a matter of fact, when we should be doing this show, the low is supposed to be 65 and the high of only 81. We'll see. I don't
That's
know.
awesome. See, you'll hate it because you're not able to walk out and just instantly sweat.
Yeah. I like the heat. It's all right.
I don't get it, but
better than
I
snow.
like the summer. To the point where you have your pool and all that fun stuff. I just don't like the oppressive heat to where you don't want to do any of that,
right?
Because it's so hot.
Yeah, and getting into your vehicle always sucks. It's horrible.
Yes,
even with the windows down. But I mean, I'm not telling anybody that stuff they don't already know.
Right, because it's not like in the winter when you warm up your car. Most people don't go out and cool down their car. No. Hang on. I got to go cool down my car.
I got to go cool it off. Because as soon as you open the door, it's gone. I mean, kind of like warming up your car, which they say you're not supposed to do.
They say that, but I don't care.
Yeah. Just get another one.
I have theories on this, why they don't want us to do certain things, but we won't get into that. It's conspiracy theorists and politically motivated, and we're not going there.
Yeah, that's a whole nother episode on a whole nother show. When's it coming out?
Not this one. Probably next week. Okay. I have a rant ready.
All right, good. Jumping right into some of the stuff that we've got to talk about tonight. Ace and I were talking about this right before we went on the air, because we have both listened to this song at least twice, probably more. But we talked about this, I'm going to say a month ago, maybe a few weeks ago. We were talking about the fact that Nickelback is going to be coming out with some more music, a new album even. Well, it is officially announced that they will have a new album, and it is called let me try that again. It is called Everything Under the Sun. It is scheduled to arrive on October 30th of this year, so just a few months away. When they announced the official announcement of this album, they also unveiled a new single called Rattle the Cage, and it is blistering. This is a cool track. It also features John 5, of course, from Motley Crue. But this is the band's first music since 2022. So we've went 4 years without anything new from
Oh,
them.
really?
Yeah. And I'm telling you, this song, wow. It's awesome. Now, what I can tell you is this is not going to be reminiscent of every track that's on this upcoming album, because if you think about the title of the album, Everything Under the Sun, that's basically a description of what this album is going to be like. It's going
Well,
to go ahead.
well, and we already have one other single as well, the Bones from the Crow, for the Crow, which we talked about, which is a different type of song, as what you're alluding to. Which is this is going to be a different album from what Nickelback would normally do. Which that's what people complain about when they talk about bands like Nickelback. Everything sounds the same, or it's all the same. They're gonna maybe shake it up, change it up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Chad Kroeger, of course, the Nickelback frontman, he said in a recent interview that there are songs that hit as hard as anything we've ever done, songs that take chances, and songs that remind us why we've been doing this together for so long. Rattle the Cage felt like the perfect way to kick the door open. It has the energy we've been feeding off of every night on stage, and we can't wait for people to hear it. The cool thing about not only having John 5, I mean, this song is I think I told you in a text, it's a banger. I mean, it's this
That's
thing.
exactly what you said.
Yeah, it's killer. Um, it's not what you would expect. It's definitely not what I expected. I was expecting, classic
Yeah.
Nickelback, but this one just came right out, grabbed you by the throat, shook your head, and spanked your ass on the way out.
And the last album, Keep Rolling, which was a very good record. It was one of my records of the year that year. But it had, and nothing against this, but it had some of the standard Nickelback sound that you're talking about.
Right.
The two singles we've got, Bones for the Crow and this one, what is it, Rattle the Cage?
Yeah.
Not your typical Nickelback. This one, and they have heavier songs, but this one's a bit heavier. Chad Kroeger, his vocals on this are raspier, deeper, almost angry sounding, don't you think?
Oh, very much so.
Yeah, aggressive.
Yeah, very aggressive.
Right, and I almost didn't recognize that it was him because he had shifted his voice so much vocally on this.
Do you realize that they've been doing this for like 40 years?
Oh, really? Has it been that long?
I think so.
No. When did that first record come out?
I don't know. You can look it up unless you need me
I
to.
will.
Well, okay, I'll drop it down and say 30 years. So they've
That
been in their career for 30 years, and with this album coming out, obviously they continue to evolve in their music and their sound.
96.
There we go.
So 96 was two records that we really don't know that well. Curb, The State was in 99, then Silver Side Up in 01, which was the one that put them on the map with How You Remind Me and all that. So 2001, let's say, definitely big, well-known band, and here it is 2026.
Yeah. 30 years later. The Everything Under the Sun track listing, it's coming out with 12 songs. Of course, Rattle the Cage featuring John 5 is the one we're talking about today. Bones for the Crows, I already know. Leave Me Behind, If I Don't Go. Make Me Love You, Chasing Famous, Simple Song. Technicolor Steamboat, Lift Somebody Up, Bottled Dreams, and the ending track is Last Night Was Fun. Sounds like something that should be on Steel Panther's upcoming album. Again, this is going to be available October 30th, 2026. We don't know if there's going to be any more singles released between now and then. I would expect there to be, especially as they get their tour going and all that. I have no doubt that we're going to have it's all these albums. I mean, you've already said it. Everything that's coming out this year has just been insane. This is absolutely the year for rock and metal music so far.
It seems that way, and one that we've not really talked about, and I've not got into deep yet. Five Finger Death Punch has something new coming out,
Right.
if it isn't already. And I know that's not one of your favorite bands, but typically they put out really good music,
Right.
and so that's another big band putting out an album. With all these other things going on, it's really impressive what's coming out.
Yeah, for sure. This album also marks Nickelback's first release with Virgin Music Group, the world's leading partner to independent labels, artists, and entrepreneurs. So I basically, they come out and they're like, you know what, we're coming out with a bang, and they certainly have with at least this first single, "Rattle the Cage." Look it up; it's available for you to download wherever you get your digital music. You can look them up on the YouTubes. They do have a video out, that the video actually does feature John 5 in it, which is kind of cool. A lot of people that give Nickelback a bunch of crap for, being, whatever you want to call it. And like you said earlier about their stuff just sounding the same and blah, blah, blah. And go give this a listen. I mean, if John 5's
Right.
jumping in here, come on.
Well, there's something else right there. You talk about taking chances, doing things different. Nickelback, I don't think, is known for having guest musicians or guest vocalists on their albums. I can't think of any off the top of my head. And here we have John 5 on a lead single.
Yeah, because I think I'm trying to think of whatever the song was that was done. Um, I can't remember who we did it with. Maybe it was the vocalist from wasn't from Seether. I can't think. The freaking Spider-Man song.
Yeah, Hero.
Yeah.
That was more of a Chad Kruger thing,
Right,
and not
right.
not really
Versus
a
a
Nickelback
Nickelback.
thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
agreed. Real quick,
Um,
I do want to make a quick statement about the chat. Moderator Natalie is in. She literally just flew in, touchdown, and immediately jumped in to do her job because she did not have an excuse to be gone today.
Chaos. It was chaos.
Utter chaos. Or would it be Cutter Aos? Yeah, utter chaos. But yes, welcome back to moderator Natalie. I appreciate that. Appreciate you showing up and doing your job because you did not have an excused absence. One quick little thing to point out about Nickelback, too. They have 60 million albums sold worldwide.
Wow. Wow. That's a pretty good mark for a band that gets maligned as much as they do.
Right.
Although that's kind of changing with the last record and this
For
record,
sure.
and and what I like too is that they're able to take time between records. What did you say? 2022 was the last one.
Yeah, get rolling.
So, right, and they had an extensive tour with that
Right.
record. But as far as new music, we've had a nice little span. So I like it. It makes you miss them.
And an interesting thing about that tour, that was the fastest selling and highest attended tour of their career. So you got to think they end all of that. We don't hear from them for 4 years as far as a new album goes. And
Right.
now we're getting this. So yeah, they've had the time. They're going to put some stuff together that is probably going to be just, I almost want to say it's already going to be legendary, especially as a follow up to Get Rolling. Because they're going to play stuff off this new album. They're going to play some of the
Yes.
stuff that everybody knows in the past. So
Right, and they're getting to the point in live shows where they have to really, really uh, pick and choose what they play because they have so much now.
yeah,
They have two records where almost every song could be played. They're so good.
for sure.
Dark Horse and All the Right Reasons. And in between we have the documentary from Netflix, the Hate to Love Nickelback.
Right.
So there's a resurgence here, and I'm there for it. I love Nickelback. I think they're great. I saw them on the last tour. It was one of the best shows I'd seen in a long, long time. Yeah, I'm excited for this record, especially what I'm hearing come out.
I have to Josie Scott. I could not think who sang that song with Chad. I could not think of Josie Scott. So I had to look that up real quick.
Well, and I don't know. I don't even know what Josie Scott does now. I'd have to look it up.
We'll keep talking, and I'll look it up.
Well, just simply because you already find it.
No, I was like, do you have a joke?
No, I don't have a joke. I was going to expound on my thought
Oh, okay.
that I didn't know who it was then, but I liked the song, and it fit the Spider-Man movie at the time, and of course added that stamp of what Nickelback was doing. It was a hot thing right then. So you still looking?
So no, I found it. I was letting you get your stuff done. According to a quick search on the Googles, original Saliva frontman Josie Scott continues to
There
tour
you go.
with his solo project, Josie Scott's Saliva, and recently celebrated 2 years of sobriety. Congratulations. He and his band survived a major setback in Tulsa, Oklahoma when their gear trailer was stolen, but subsequently recovered with all equipment intact. I have no idea when that happened because, it's not like they're going to give you the information. But it does give you some tour dates. Actually, this Saturday, if you were in the Louisville, Kentucky area, at the Kentucky Exposition Center, he will be performing there, followed by a couple of stops in Bristol, Tennessee, and then Fultondale, Alabama, so on and so forth. So Homeboy's still out there doing it.
Are you telling me that Saliva's been around long enough to have lawsuits and battles over name and
for sure.
brand?
Yeah.
So, and he lost, and now he can only brand himself as Josie Scott's Saliva.
I'm going to guess, I could always pull up Wikipedia and go through that, but who knows? But yeah, so
I thought that was exclusive to 80s bands. 6 LA Guns and 6 rap versions and that sort of thing.
And just to correct what I said, I kind of went a little bit, I had those dates flipped. 17th of July, which is this Friday, he'll be in Bristol, Tennessee. The 18th, he'll be in Fultondale, Alabama. And then the 19th will be at Louder Than Life in Louisville, Kentucky. So I was close. I just flip-flopped them. Someone who we will not see at Louder Than Life 2026, but will be at the Riot Fest, is someone that we talked about at least 3 times in the last probably 3 weeks. There was a rumor that this was going to happen, but now it is confirmed.
This moved fast.
You're right. At Riot Fest 2026, entertainment icon and Ace's self-proclaimed adopted uncle, William Shatner, is bringing his newly conceived rock spectacle to Riot Fest. He's joining one of the festival's most celebrated lineups that includes Iggy Pop, Blink-182, Morrissey, Weezer, Sex Pistols, The Damned, Jawbreaker, and a whole lot more. We talked about this a few weeks ago, that this was an idea. And we were like, okay, that'd be cool. I'd love to go see it. This may be the test. At Riot Fest, of all places, we're going to do this at Riot Fest.
What is Riot Fest? It sounds
a Riot Festival. It is a festival of riots. Duh.
So I mean, he's 90-something years old. I don't want him to get hurt.
It's just a festival. But Riot Fest, I'm looking at their lineup right now. It is a 3-day festival, if I'm not mistaken. So Friday, the headliner is 21 Pilots. Saturday, the headliner is Tool. And it kind of looks like it's Tool and Morrissey. And then on Sunday, it's Pierce the Veil and Alanis Morissette. They're not the only bands that are playing. There are a ridiculous amount of bands that are playing all 3 days. Some are well known, some are not. I am looking right now to see where on this and what day we're going to have William Shatner. I wonder if he's got a name for it other than just William Shatner.
It's Shatner. Where is this
Shatner's.
festival at?
I don't know. Chicago.
Okay, I was wondering if it's a new one. Is it a new one? I'm not familiar with it, but I mean, these bands, man, if you could put a band together and have some form of a little bit of recognition, you can festival yourself into a good living.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
I mean, they got to fill time when you have 3 days and you need to build up to a headliner. I don't know what the payouts are for some of these smaller acts. Uh, I'm sure Shatner's payoff actually is probably pretty good, but
Unless he paid them so that he could play.
right. I mean, he's got an all-star group with him. He's got all kinds of people with him.
Yeah. Do you have those in front of you?
I've got a list of drummers that are on the project. I don't know if I have the list that's with him on tour.
Okay. Well, well, not even on tour at this show
At
at
the
the Riot
show.
Fest. He's going to be backed by members of Nuclear Messiah.
Yes,
And an
yes.
all-star lineup of Cleopatra Records collaborators. The band features guitarist and musical director Marcus Nand with Mike Tramp and Candace Knight. Bassist, I always mess up his last name.
Susan.
Phil Susan, of course, who has worked with Ozzy and Billy Idol and wrote Shot in the Dark from Ozzy. Britt Lightning from Vixen, who I believe we talked about last week about the rock and roll camp.
The camp, yeah.
And Fred Aching, I'm going to mess that one up too. From Kings of Thrash is the drummer. Together, they will deliver a dynamic performance that blends cinematic storytelling and hard hitting rock with unmistakable voice of one of popular culture's most enduring figures and Ace's uncle. That is a lie. So yeah, this, my gosh, it's going to be in Chicago on September 18th through the 20th. So the weather's going to be cooler. I want to see this. If anybody is listening to this and they're going to go to Riot Fest and you go to the stage where Shatner's going to be, please record this and either send it to us or throw it up on YouTube so everybody can see it. Because I've got to see this.
Right, because and we talked about this before, but can you even imagine what this is? I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, is he doing original music? Is he doing covers?
I don't know.
I don't know. Is it a concept record about, space being the final frontier? I mean, that he already knows the material.
For sure. Yeah.
So I actually am, and I mean this, I am genuinely interested in what this is.
Yeah. I am beyond intrigued. It will be, I can't wait. And that's why we keep talking about this, because this is so unique and so different than what we get. We celebrate, getting new music from Evanescence and Nickelback, stuff like that. Some of the stuff that we've got this year, upcoming stuff from Anthrax, and we're just killing it. I am super stoked for all of those. But this,
because right in the mix of this, and this is going to be a record too. We have a record with this.
Yeah.
With already they've announced an explosive version of Judas Priest's classic "Living After Midnight," so we know that's going to be there. So not only do we have, like you said, Evanescence, and we've got the Pretty Reckless record, and the Rolling Stones, which you and I talked about privately this week. Another big band, right? Legendary band. Not only do we have all that, but we've got William Shatner assembling an all-star band to do whatever he's doing in the midst of this. This might be one of the best rock and metal summers in the last 20 years. Honestly.
Yeah. If he goes on tour, I want to say sign me up, but I'm changing it. Beam me up.
Beam me up.
Beam me up.
Right.
So yeah, we got to look forward to that. We'll have to pay attention September 18th through the 20th as this gets ready to happen. It's going to be epic. It has to be, and I hope that it goes off without a hitch. I cannot wait to hear it. I can't wait to see it. It'll be pretty cool. Now we're going to kind of turn the page a little bit here and talk about something that a few bands have done in the past. We've talked about them. We've actually went through a chronological order of money at one point with bands that have done that. Musical acts. We talked about Kiss. We've talked about Garth Brooks. We've talked about numerous musical acts, artists, bands that have done this. Well, just this article came out yesterday. Pop House Entertainment, who is the pioneering global entertainment and music investment firm, has formally announced that they have formed a partnership with Iron Maiden. Now, what does this mean that they've got a partnership? Well, let me break it down. They have acquired a stake in the publishing and master music rights and the name, image, and likeness. Name, image, likeness, kind of like college football, NIL money, rooted in a creative shared vision. This partnership, which has been structured and developed over the last year between Pop House and the band's co-manager, will enable Iron Maiden to pursue new creative ventures that connect with existing fans, as well as bringing their extensive catalog to new audiences. Billboard magazine reported that Pop House has acquired a 50% stake in the
That's not something.
assets.
That's not something we hear often. A percentage.
I don't know how you create a percentage. I don't understand.
Right.
Where's that line drawn?
Right. What's the value? You have to know the value first.
Right. There are no further details as far as like how much and all that. I am sure that will come out, but as far as the time for this episode, we don't have it. One of the big things that I thought was interesting when I read about this, if unless I'm mistaken, if somebody can correct me or we'll find it later and correct ourselves, this says name, image, likeness.
Eddie.
I think it includes Eddie.
It has to. Because that's what you would want.
Eddie is Iron Maiden.
Right. He's been on every album, I think, hasn't he?
Maybe all but one.
All but one, So, yeah. I
Hopefully
think
everybody knows who Eddie is.
That's the mascot, basically, of Iron Maiden. Eddie is also it's a mascot they use for the records. They use for on stage as a prop. It's one of those iconic things that all metal bands did in the 80s. Except Eddie's is cool. He's really cool.
Yeah. And I just confirmed that Eddie has appeared on the cover of every single official studio album since their debut in 1980.
Right. That's what I thought. And now and he does different things. Sometimes he's a sphinx. Sometimes he's a time traveler. Sometimes, the most recent record, he's like a kabuki warrior or a samurai or something.
He's been a zombie, a cyborg.
He's been a zombie. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's done it all. He's the Forrest Gump of heavy metal.
I'm going to clip that, and that's going on social media. That was, it's crazy. If you don't know who Eddie is, just look up album covers from Iron Maiden, and you will see it. You will see exactly who Eddie is. But a 50% stake, getting back to, this whole thing. I don't know how you draw the line at 50%.
Are you surprised they did this?
No, I'm not.
This is a band that wants nothing to do with their own induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame
Right.
for their own reasons. But this seems almost anti-metal in some ways. It's like selling out. Remember, you couldn't sell out. We can't sell out.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Is it a sellout or is it just
I do
an
not think so.
opportunity?
I don't think so. Maybe it was sold to them from Pop House as, I don't want to say saving, they're not like saving the band, not doing anything like that. More like preservation.
Yes.
Like Kiss made a deal literally with Pop House for over $300 million. And that they acquired their song catalog, name, image, likeness, face paint designs, all of it. And that included their artist share of master recordings and publishing rights.
Wow, that's a
It's
lot.
not necessarily about the money as much as it is about, I'm going to say, preservation. You're preserving, this company is now going to preserve and also market.
Yes.
We'll see when we get little Iron Maiden fruit chews. It's just a bag of little Eddies that you.
Little Eddies. you know, and you made me think when you say preserve music, because what are all these bands that we love concerned about? They're concerned about legacy and their music enduring,
Right.
which for a lot of ways, a lot of bands it already has, but what we're seeing, of course, we talk about all the time, are these bands that just never end because we want to either keep the money machine going or we want to keep the music going. And one way to do that is to constantly have a version of your band out on tour. And
Yeah.
you can do that, or you can do something like what this is. Because what this is, it gives Pop House the right to market whatever song they want to market and use it in commercials and TV shows. And I mean, look, we talked about it last week. Look what Master of Puppets being in Stranger Things did for
Right.
Metallica, who was already big, but now they are huge to a new audience who
Yeah.
discovered them through that show. If you don't know Iron Maiden, you might be hearing "Run to the Hills" in some show that that's on Netflix or something, and now you know who they are.
Yeah. And
And they did,
I
and they
think
didn't have to
Natalie choked
replace.
by saying $300 million.
No, well, yeah, and is that even the biggest one? I don't think that's the biggest one.
I don't think it was.
Yeah, I mean,
Rod Smallwood, who is the manager for Iron Maiden, basically said in this long paragraph of words, said that they're excited. The fans can be assured there is a great deal more to come from Maiden, and Eddie will rule. So who knows? I mean, this could be quite exciting. Not necessarily for music, but for just, I'll say that word again, preservation, and actually getting the marketing done for Iron Maiden. Will they allow in the next season on whatever TV show, and you hear an Iron Maiden song? So
right.
I think the opportunities are endless. Pop House is definitely not just something that popped up. See what I did there? They've been around for a while. They've been doing stuff. Good grief, whose did they get most recently other than Kiss? I want to say like Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, there was some
Tina
artist
Turner.
who.
ABBA.
Well, there was someone recently that I was surprised about. It was a pop artist that didn't have like a huge catalog. I have to look
Yeah,
that up.
I don't know, but no matter. I don't think this is. I don't think this is selling out. I think this is keeping the legacy alive. It's it's going to be part of it. So it'll be interesting. I will wait until we have the North American version of the Iron Maiden Museum. Hopefully, it has the 747 Ed Force One there. which I think is actually at another museum,
Ed Ford.
but still.
And who pilots that?
Bruce Dickinson himself.
He does.
Yeah.
And you're right. Yeah, Cyndi Lauper was just 2025.
Okay.
And I'm not sure how many albums that Cindy has or how many, but she has hits, and those hits are enduring. And matter of fact, some of them have already been in commercials. True Colors has been in ads before.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing right now.
This will put Trooper beer on everybody's shelves. If you do not know what Trooper beer is, that's literally Iron Maiden beer that they've been selling for like 12 years and have sold more than 40 million pints.
Yeah, everybody's got something. I saw I think I sent it to you on Instagram, where Triumph has just put out a lager.
Yeah.
Hagar was passing out in the parking lot, not himself, but his lager out in the parking lot when we showed up for the concert.
Hagar's got a line of rum. Heck, he had the tequila stuff that he was doing with Guy Ferrari, the cook.
They got stolen. The stolen stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So who knows? We will see eventually what happens with that. So looking forward to see where that story takes us, because it's going to be nonstop. I think for a while we may get tired of Iron Maiden.
I don't know if you said this, but what I'm reading here, it says also includes cinematic and digital universe projects. I wonder what that even means. Cinematic.
They will open for Kiss
as a hologram.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
Well, and it's nice that they don't have different versions of Iron Maiden out there. They've not replaced all these members. They're still out there doing it themselves.
Exactly.
So this is one thing, and they're still out touring, and they'll still put out music. It doesn't mean they can't do these things.
Oh no, exactly. We've got 13 minutes left of this show, and we're gonna get into our last two stories, which actually we're going to be talking about our last two concerts, one that Ace attended and one that I attended. Of course, Ace went to Ruoff Music Center a week ago tomorrow, last Thursday, where he was able to catch Evanescence. And then I went the very next day on Friday down to Castle Knoll Amphitheater in Paoli to catch Aaron Lewis. Man, I tell you what, I'm looking at the set list just from Evanescence, and it is insane. I know Spirit Box was there as well.
Yep.
But what were your thoughts? Just tell me about the show.
I saw Evanescence in, I want to say 2022, something like that. They opened for Korn when Korn made their big comeback touring, and that crowd was into it. It was a packed Ruoff, packed, and Evanescence was very good. I was very pleased I got to see them. This was a headline tour, and this blew that show out of the water.
Wow.
Blew it out of the water. The stage set was a stage production was bigger. They got of course the full ambiance of the darkness, so they could use their light shows and all that stuff. There was pyrotechnics, which I didn't expect. Just a lot of really, really cool stuff going on, and I don't know. It never ceases to amaze me how powerful Amy Lee's vocals are. When you hear her, sometimes you're thinking she's got this airy, light voice that's so pretty, but how does it translate to rock? And let me tell you, she can really, really punch it up when she wants to. And their set list was, what, 20-something songs, wasn't it?
I'm looking at like 21 songs from what I can tell.
Right. 21 songs.
And it leaned very, 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 very heavy on, I counted at least 12 songs off of Sanctuary.
Right, which is actually the entire record.
Okay, there you go.
So you and I are old enough to remember that when you tour back in the day, it's called touring the record because
Yes.
back then you wanted to sell the record. So you're singing the hits that you put out, you're singing some deeper tracks, and you try to mix in the classic hits, but you want that record to really make an impact. And there are some bands that still do that. And this is Evanescence saying we have a strong record. You and I both know it is.
Yes.
And you're going to hear it and you're going to love it. And let me tell you, it worked. It worked. It was one of those records that people already knew when they showed up to this show. And I've seen that just a few times with new records. Hailstorm, it happened with Hailstorm a few years ago.
Right.
Everyone knew, what is it? Oh, help me out with that album. I'm Not Dead or whatever, that record. Everyone knew the songs already. Same with this one. And they mixed in all the hits that you expect. I was really surprised with how much I liked Spirit Box,
Okay.
who opened. Um, I You like the what I call Cookie Monster vocals a little better than I do.
Right. Right.
But when Courtney LaPlante, who's the singer for Spirit Box, when she is not doing that, she has a great melodic vocal, and they really, really impressed me. I didn't. The opening act before them was Nova Twins. I didn't really catch a whole lot of that. We were in the merch line or whatever at that point. But overall, that it was an amazing show. It was a packed house. It was a perfect evening with the weather, and I don't I don't know if I've seen a performer, not just a female performer, but a performer who puts as much effort into entertaining a crowd like Amy Lee does. She is a force of nature. She
And
really
she
is.
she put on about 100-minute set for all 21 of those songs, ending at
They
about 11 o'clock.
Right. They came on around 9:30, believe it or
Okay.
not. 9:30.
Wow.
And yeah. Yeah.
Now you just talked about Courtney LaPlante of Spirit Box and the Nova Twins. They also, unless you're going to correct me, they also came out and sang with her on "Fight Like a Girl."
They did. They did. And
Oh,
that was amazing because now you have four women up there that are all really, really powerful.
yeah.
And that I don't know that song that well, but it turned into a highlight. It was a banger. It really turned into the highlight, one of the highlights of the night. You
Wow.
know, um, uh, everything about that show was just boom, 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 rapid fire, hit you with great music, great vocals. Um, the crowd was great. I enjoyed it thoroughly. It's one of the best ones I've seen in a while as far as concerts.
Oh,
I'm having a good year for albums, but I'm also having a good year for concerts.
oh, for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
I there's not much more I can say about it other than it was just utterly amazing. I have some video that I took. I've been backing off taking videos, with my cameras because I'm trying to make sure I enjoy the experience,
Right.
like we did back before we had cell phones in our pockets. But I took a few, a couple songs, and I like to post them on our socials and whatever. Um, and I thought about doing that, but let me tell you, go to YouTube sometime and you will see some amazing videos from this tour where people are right up front taking some amazing footage of this tour. You'll see what I couldn't capture was the power that's on that stage and how well it comes off, because it's that way every night. I don't know how she does it. It's that way every night.
Yeah, and she kicked the night off. The opening song was "Sanctuary," and if
Correct.
you've not heard this album, we said it when we first talked about this album a couple weeks ago. Do yourself a favor and go listen to it now. Well, in about 10 minutes. Don't do it yet.
Right. She doesn't play an older single until the fifth song.
Yeah, which
Really,
was
and
going
then
under, right?
correct, correct, and then and also like you, I believe is off of Fallen. I think um, that is one that they have. I don't think have ever played live until this tour. So that was a neat little deep
Wow.
track. yeah, it's an amazing record. It comes off great on stage. If you've got a chance to see Evanescence when they come around, go see them. It's worth it. Well worth it.
Well, and looking at the set list, also seeing that she did not close with My Immortal or
No.
Bring Me to Life. I like the fact that she did not close with either one of those.
No, actually, Bring Me to Life was toward the end of the night, but it wasn't close to the end of the show. Not really. It was 14th out of 21 songs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was there
What I love about? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Was there an encore?
No, just straight through. Just straight through.
There are a lot of bands that are not doing the encore thing anymore because it's a waste of time.
Right, because we know you're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
The whole point of that was, we'll do an encore if they show that they want us to do an encore.
Yeah.
Now it's just self-serving, like, we're going to do an encore because we know we did a great job and we haven't played our 2 big hits yet. Right?
Exactly.
What I like about Bring Me to Life when Evanescence plays it live, if you're familiar with the studio version, you have that rap section and the male vocalist that is in that song. They don't do that live.
Right.
So what's cool about it is the crowd provides that part. I love that.
I have to look something up because I do not want to actually. I got to look this up on my phone because I'm getting ready to talk about the concerts that I went to. What would you say? Would you say sold out, close to sold out?
Very close to sold out. There was a handful of spots on that lawn where you could squeeze a few people in, but it was pretty well packed. Pretty well packed.
Ruoff.
And early. Again, packed early, like I've been seeing at so many shows since COVID. Like, people are showing up and wanting to see music. Nova Twins came on at 7:00 and played to an almost packed Ruoff. It wasn't quite there yet, but it was very close.
All right, so Ruoff will hold 24,000 people at totally sold out.
Right. Well, and I don't know that number is accurate because you can pack so many people on that lawn. It's crazy.
Oh, sure. Well, this is allegedly also including 18,000 general admission lawn spots, 64 or 6,100 reserved pavilion. So that would be roughly 24,000.
Yeah, go ahead.
The reason I bring that up, and I'll let you continue if you've got something to add to that show before I move on to the next one. The reason I bring that up is because I'm figuring for Evanescence, I'm going to figure at a minimum, 10 to 12,000 people.
Right.
And that may be very, very conservative. I don't know if it was sold out. Doesn't matter because I'm going to make a point here. The point is, after you're going to that show and having all those people, I in turn went down to Castle Knoll. Castle Knoll Amphitheater, located in Paoli, Indiana. We've talked about this place a number of times before. It is fantastic. It is we're going to call it small. It is small. It is growing. It is it's just one of those badass places. I absolutely love it. I went down. Everybody knows we've talked about it numerous times, even though we've had a couple of guests on the show. I don't do country music. But what I do, what I do, Natalie hit it, is Aaron freaking Lewis. Aaron Lewis, of course, the lead singer of Stained, who first put out a country album in 2011.
Well,
so
you say country, but we need to define what type of country we're hearing.
Well, sort of. So Aaron Lewis and the State Liners performed at Castle Knoll just this past Friday on July 10th. And it's part of his 2026 American tour. This was billed even after the show the next day. It was the most successful and most attended concert that Castle Knoll has had so far, which is awesome. Here's the kicker. That number is at almost 2,000 people.
Are you kidding?
2,000 people.
That's great.
I am not going to take anything away from the fact that there were only 2,000 people there, the fact that Aaron Lewis is playing in front of less than 2,000 people, because I will tell you that being there at a table, just, a spitting distance from the stage, even turning around and looking, you would have never known that there were 2,000 people there just because of the intimacy of the show. I don't mean that as in like everybody's all spread out and it looks like there's, open spaces and all that. This place is amazing.
Yes.
I'm going to fanboy for Castle Knoll.
Well, you and I were there last summer and remarked on how the potential of that place, because its lawn area, it's pretty big. It's a big, vast area that they could really pack a lot of people in.
Yeah. Aaron Lewis is very much of a, I'm going to call this outlaw country. It is very, it's very charged. His opening statement is, "I hope you enjoy my music. There's a good chance that some of you will be offended. If you're offended, I'm sorry you came to the wrong show. But enjoy it. Sit back and enjoy it." It's storytelling. It's he tells stories before the songs. I listened to it. I wasn't taking videos. I wasn't jotting down notes. I believe he played roughly, let me see if I've got it still up. I want to say 10 songs.
10 songs.
Tracks. Could have been more, because this list that you're looking at is the one I put together. And I may have forgotten some. Some of these, a lot of them, I think over half of them, are off of his new album that doesn't come out until Friday.
Oh, wow.
So you cannot download those songs and listen to them. It was good. As a person that is not a country fan, it's Aaron Lewis. I will listen to Aaron Lewis forever because I love Stained. I love Aaron Lewis. I think his stuff is phenomenal. He did play It's Been a While, as well as Right Here, which are both Stained tunes, but with a country kick. A little bit of slide guitar in there. It had me going yee-haw. It sounded phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I wish that actually I may have recorded one of those. I may have actually recorded both of those. But they're good. It was fantastic. I can't remember the last time I saw Aaron Lewis. It was many, many years ago with Stained. What a great show. A great crowd. This is why I was pulling up my phone. I do want to give a very quick shout out to the opener for Aaron Lewis. His name is Dawson Stiegel or Stiegel. I'm probably butchering it, but his last name is Steagall. First name Dawson Stiegel. He did phenomenal. He said this was the largest crowd that he's ever played for or played in front of. And this dude, if he catches on, he's going places. It was fantastic. And I know we're coming up on time, but real quick, fantastic show. You get a chance to go see Aaron Lewis live. As long as you're not easily offended, and by offended, I mean by political views, just go see it. You're there for the music. If you don't like the songs, then listen to them and then say, yeah, you know what? I don't want to go. It's kind of like going to Steel Panther. Listen to the songs and then go because you're going to be entertained. Go ahead.
Did he comment on his album being used as packing? at all.
No, he said, well, some of you people have already seen it. Actually, he said, well, Taylor's already seen it.
There you go.
Yeah, so he did make a real quick thing there. But real quick, as we just talked about Ruoff, and if you've already looked and seen our social media posts that I put up just probably 20, 30 minutes before the show, I was really giving a bunch of kudos to Castle Knoll. The reason I'm doing that is just because of how good they are, how good the staff is. There were some people there that night that had more fun than they probably thought they were ever going to have. One or two I may know personally. But Castle Knoll Amphitheater, the cool thing about today, July 15th, 2026, Castle Knoll opened with its very first concert on July 15th, 2023. So as of today, I would say it is officially their first concert birthday, which is really cool, and it's kind of convenient for us to be talking about them tonight. I want everybody to go look at the posts that I put up on our social media. It's only on our Facebook because I ain't putting it anywhere else because I'm not making a video. But go look at it. I actually put some thought into some words about smaller venues. Castle Knoll, I think, can hold up to 8,000.
Yeah.
It's a smaller venue. They're trying to get up off the floor, get things rolling. And if people don't go to these events, which are the perfect events to go to because they're up close and personal,
Right.
You've got to go to these things. But I'll get off of my soapbox since we're out of time. But
they're doing a good job though. They're bringing in bigger and bigger acts. Aaron Lewis as a solo artist to me is still a pretty big act.
Absolutely,
especially for where you went. In this area.
Yeah.
Did you feel like 10 songs though was a bit short?
No. Only because of the storytelling that was in between.
There you go.
There was no encore, but there were a couple instances where Aaron Lewis left the stage and his band continued playing, and they were phenomenal. I could have listened to them all night. Yes, it's twangy, it's country music, but they were fantastic.
Well, good. I'm glad that won you over a little bit.
Kudos to Castle Knoll, of course. Kudos to Aaron Lewis, and of course to Dawson Stiegel. Hopefully, I didn't butcher his name, but yeah, fantastic. So I'm super stoked. That's that's Castle Knoll and Paoli. That's Ruoff in Indianapolis. That is Evanescence. That is Aaron freaking Lewis, and that is episode 100. And whatever this one is, 89. So we appreciate you guys being here. Please join us next week because for all intents and purposes, we will be here as far as we know. So we appreciate it. We thank you guys for listening. We thank you for watching, jumping in on the chat and all that fun stuff. Until then, we'll see you guys next week.